Every spring, hopeful homeowners spend thousands of dollars on fragile fruit trees from commercial nurseries. They carefully plant their grafted apples and peaches, only to inherit an absolute nightmare. Now, modern fruit trees are genetically weak and highly dependent on human intervention. They require expensive chemical sprays to survive basic diseases. They need constant professional pruning, and even a single late spring frost. They can kill them entirely and forever. The nursery industry engineered it this way, specifically by using weak rootstocks. They want you trapped in a never-ending cycle of buying toxic sprays, synthetic fertilizers, and replacement trees village, right when yours inevitably die off. But our ancestors relied on something entirely different. These unkillable, wild heritage fruit trees. These are biological tanks that fight off pests naturally. They simply ignore terrible compacted soil, and they produce thousands of calories with zero human intervention. Today, we are revealing the 7 unkillable fruit trees. You only need to plant exactly once to feed your family for free, forever. Number 1. The indestructible weed tree, the mulberry. Commercial garden centers call the mulberry a nuisance tree because it is absolutely impossible to stop. It actively thrives in poor, rocky dirt and easily survives severe summer droughts. A single mature mulberry tree will drop thousands of dark, calorie-dense berries, completely covering the ground beneath it. It requires zero pruning and absolutely zero pest control. Historically, pioneer families dried these berries like raisins for winter storage. In a survival scenario, a single tree provides enough free food to feed a family and all their livestock for an entire month. Number 2. The native tank, the American persimmon. Forget the fragile supermarket fruits. The wild American persimmon evolved in the unforgiving, harsh conditions of North America. It is naturally immune to all the diseases that easily destroy modern apple orchards. The secret to unlocking this drought-resistant tree is patience. The fruit is incredibly bitter until the first freezing frost of winter hits. That sudden frost turns the fruit into a soft, intensely sweet, into a high-sugar wild pudding. Native Americans dried them into dense cakes, providing critical survival calories, when all other food was buried under heavy snow. Number 3. The desert survivor, the Jujube. If your summers are aggressively scorching and your winters are brutally cold, plant the Jujube, also known as the Chinese date. It literally laughs at 100-degree heat waves, survives freezing winds, and thrives in terrible sandy or heavy clay soil. In late summer, it produces hundreds of sweet fruits that taste just like crisp apples. But its true power is preservation. Let them dry directly on the branch, and they turn into rich, chewy dates that can be stored for months in a root cellar. Number 4. The Understory secret, the Pawpaw. You do not need an open, blazing, sunny field to grow a survival orchard. The pawpaw is the largest edible fruit native to North America. Its true survival feature is its chemical defense system. The leaves and bark contain natural compounds that deer and insects absolutely hate. While deer will wipe out your vegetable garden, they will never touch a pawpaw tree. It produces massive fruits that taste like a tropical cross between a banana and a mango. Number 5. The phoenix tree, the Chicago hardy fig. Figs are usually tropical, but the Chicago hardy fig is an armored survivor, specifically designed for the freezing cold. If a brutal winter vortex kills the entire visible tree down to the frozen dirt, do not panic. The deep root system survives. In the spring, it will aggressively shoot back up. It will aggressively shoot back up into a massive bush and still produce a heavy crop of calorie-rich figs that exact same year. Number 6. The freezing forager, the Serviceberry. Built like a fortress for the freezing north, the Serviceberry blooms incredibly early, and its delicate white flowers are highly resistant to sudden frost damage. By early summer, long before other crops are ready to harvest, it is loaded with heavy clusters of dark blueberry-like fruits packed with antioxidants. Historically, this berry was the primary ingredient in pemmican, a mixture of dried meat, fat, and berries that sustained explorers for months in the wild. Number 7. The Impenetrable thicket, the wild plum. The native wild plum is a rugged, thicket-forming survival plant. Instead of growing as a single tree, it aggressively sends up shoots, expanding to form a dense, thorny, impenetrable wall. Planted on your property line, it creates a biological security fence that predators, wildlife, and trespassers will completely avoid. Inside that protective thicket, it produces thousands of highly nutritious, tart plums every single summer. It aggressively defends your property and feeds you for free. The bonus hack, the Permaculture Guild. To keep these trees producing massive yields forever, use the ancient guild system. Plant nitrogen-fixing crops like wild clover around the base. Add deep-rooted plants like comfrey to mine rare underground minerals, and drop them on the surface when their leaves die back. You are creating a self-feeding ecosystem. The ground cover feeds the tree, and you get a lifetime of free organic fruit. Stop renting your orchard from the garden center and start owning your harvest. Which of these unkillable trees are you planting first? Let me know down in the comments. Subscribe to The Soil Guardian for more off-grid survival and permaculture secrets. Plant once, harvest forever.